All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started tonight. I want to thank you all for joining us for our virtual junior visit tonight. Looking forward to the time that we get to spend here together. I'm Coach Penner. I'm the head football coach at Dordt, and we're just so glad you guys are here. Let me give you a little bit of an outline of what tonight is all about. Obviously, we're doing this live. This is not a recorded event because we want to see have you guys see us interact, and we've got an awesome night here planned for you. We're going to be done in an hour or less. I know your time is valuable, and so we want to make sure that we are concise in what we have to share with you tonight. But here's really what tonight is all about. This seems like something that you do during COVID, which, obviously we're hosting visitors here on campus all the time. But really, we wanted to give recruits who are a little further away just kind of a preview of what our program and what our university is all about before you make that large investment of your time and resources to come onto campus. Like I said, we're shooting for an hour or less tonight, and hang in there with us, because the best part of tonight is going to be near the end when we bring some of our own players on, and they're going to share a little bit about their experience with you. So first thing I want to do is I would like our staff to introduce themselves to you. So I'm going to stop my screen share here, and I'll turn it over to Coach McCormick first for staff introductions.
Thanks, Coach Penner. Awesome to have you guys here this evening. My name is Coach Brandon McCormick. I serve as the defensive backs coach, and I coordinate our defense. I've been fortunate to be here at Dordt since May of 2016. I grew up in Central Illinois and was the oldest in my family. Went off to college, got my degree in education, and then have been very fortunate to coach in the college level for the last 6 seasons.
Yeah. Hey, guys. My name's Coach Munster Tiger. Coach Tiger is short, just so you don't have to say that mouthful. I am from Minnesota, born and raised. Was out in Colorado for 5 years, coaching at Division II school out there. My most recent stop was up at South Dakota State, where I was a GA. And then I am married. I have a beautiful wife named Elsa and have a great dog named Tilly, and excited to be a defender.
Hey guys, my name is Joe Kenny. I'm the special teams coordinator and D-line coach here. I'm originally from Colorado, born and raised out in Colorado Springs, and played at the University of Northern Colorado. And then from there, got right into coaching right after I got done playing. So the next best thing to coaching or to playing is coaching. And so I did that. And me and my wife, we have 2 kids. We have a 5-year-old son named Sam and a 2-year-old daughter named Layla. And we have number 3 on the way, due just before the season. So it's we even have the name, and we know it's a girl. So it's going to be Bella Joy Kenny. So, but glad you guys are all on here. Absolutely love the Christ Center environment that we get to be a part of here, and just the overall level of excellence that Dordt University is all about across the board with people and just everything that we do here. But appreciate y'all being on this Zoom call.
How's it going, guys? Hey, I'm Coach Roloffs, originally from Tacoma, Washington, and I get the pleasure of coaching the linebackers here at Dordt. You guys are going to hear a ton tonight about all the things that make Dordt really special, and from an academic side, from an athletic side. But I think the thing that's most important about really any program is going to be the people. So excited you guys get a chance to interact with our players a little bit and get to see what they're like, because we got an awesome group of guys. Thanks for being here.
What's up, guys? Coach Smartnick. I'm originally from Boulder, Montana, and I've lived probably 9 years in Minnesota, and now I'm down in Iowa. And I'm just excited that you guys are here, and excited to have you all on this call tonight.
How's it going, guys? My name is Levi Jungling. I was born and raised in a small town in southern Iowa called Pella. I played 5 seasons here. I played receiver for Dordt, and I'm in my first year coaching. There's a lot of special things going on in this program, and I just couldn't quite hang it up yet. So I'm excited to start my career in college coaching here, and super excited to have you guys all here learning about the unique way that we're doing college football here.
What's up, y'all? My name's Coach Kabongo. I'm originally from Frisco, Texas. I also played 5 seasons at Dordt. This past fall is my 5th year playing football for Dordt. And now I have the privilege to coach the corners. I was a former corner myself, so I'm hopping straight from playing the position to coaching it. It's been a lot of fun, getting to enjoy my first spring ball here. And the environment here is just really something different. And it's what attracted me here in the first place, and something that's kept me here too.
You guys see me all right? I'm Coach Knobloch. I coach the running backs. I'm the only coach on staff that is not on campus. I am an insurance agent in Sioux Center by day and a football coach by night. I'm entering my 2nd season as the football coach on staff, and looking forward to getting to know you guys here as you kind of sift through your college decision.
Awesome. Well, thanks guys for introducing yourselves and letting these guys know, these families know who you are. Coach Kenny, thanks also to you for making these guys feel special. You know, it's not too often that the recruits hear the name at the same time as the rest of the staff. So you guys must be a pretty special group. That was all news for us. So thanks for dropping that. And we're excited about your growing family. So, all right, guys, I'm going to take it over from here. Appreciate you guys being on and introducing yourselves. Okay, give me a moment here while I get everything back to where we're headed. Okay, so that's our staff, and just an incredible group of men that I get to work with every day. Couldn't have a better group of guys to do this competition thing with and to build a program with. So a little bit about me. I know they introduced themselves. I'm going into my 7th season here at Dordt. I also have a family. We have 3 kids. I will have a high schooler for the first time next year, teenage daughter, 2 boys that are younger. And my wife and I will celebrate our 20-year anniversary here in about 2 months. So very excited about that. And we live right here in town, about 2 miles from campus. We had about 10 football players over at the house shooting pool and eating dinner last night. And it's just a special community that we get to be a part of. And my wife and I and our family are really thriving in this area. So, all right, well, let's jump in. I wanted to get right to it tonight. And, you know, one of my favorite things to talk about is our players. And I want to talk to you about one of our players. His name was Noah Clayberg, is Noah Clayberg. He's a recent graduate of our university. I wish my arms looked like his arms. I don't know how your device comes through, but Noah was pretty well put together. But Noah's a recent graduate of Dordt and was an All-American in our program. He left a significant impact on our team, on our university. And, you know, one of those guys you never forget after playing for us. But I want to back up in the story a little bit because Noah wasn't always a Dordt defender, okay? In fact, let's back up even more. Noah was the Gatorade State Player of the Year in Iowa in 2015. Noah was one of the most highly sought after recruits in the Midwest in 2015. He's a 24-0 starting quarterback at Pella High School. He's a 2-time All-State player, and he got a full ride to go to the University of Iowa and live out his dream. In fact, as a redshirt freshman, he was He was a starter on special teams, and they played him on defense some there, and really had a bright career. But Noah was not thriving, and he decided that he was going to take a look at other options to start over with his college experience. And Dordt was one of the 3 schools that he chose to visit. And on his visit, he and I sat down and talked about what it is that he was looking for and what he thought would make a thriving experience for him as a transfer. The conversation I had with Noah that day about 5 years ago is the same conversation I want to have with you. Okay. And I realize you're in a different situation than Noah was, but I think a lot of the context of what we talked about that day is going to really help you as you start to take a look at more colleges. I'm going to come back to Noah's story a little bit later in the presentation. Okay. Here's a picture of campus. I don't know if many of you have been on our campus or not. Beautiful campus, as you can see. Always sunny and always green, right? We're waiting for spring to come, but it is right around the corner. I don't know if you guys have seen that old movie, Field of Dreams. There's a line where someone asks Kevin Costner, they say, "Is this heaven?" And he replies, "No, it's Iowa." And when I look at this photo and I see our campus, that movie quote always comes to mind. So I want to tell you about what I want to share with you tonight. Okay. Number one is I want to explain our football program and our university to you in a way that you're either intrigued enough to go ahead and take the next step with us, or you're officially able to rule us out. Okay. I know that's really polarizing, one or the other. I'm not saying I want you to commit tonight. I want you to officially rule us out, or I want you to say, man, I want to go forward in the process. And that's one of my objectives. And so I know for that to happen, that I'm going to need to be bold and honest and unapologetic about who we are and what it is we're looking for. I'll be the first to tell you that Dordt is not for everybody. And I know that doesn't sound like a very good recruiting pitch, but we've built our program on that sole principle that we want guys to be in our program who love what we're about. And so tonight we're going to share that really clearly, I hope, so that you'll have a gauge of whether that fits you or not. The second thing is I want to educate you on the recruiting process. I'm going to guess that many of you are just beginning your college selection journey. And so how do you navigate these waters, especially in the day and age that we live now? I want you to be a smart shopper. I want you to be educated and armed. I think after tonight, you'll have a better idea of what questions you should be asking in the journey. I want you to develop an eye, all right, and an ear, all right, for the difference between a coach that's trying to sell you versus a coach that's trying to set you up for success. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. I want to help you develop an eye and an ear for a coach who's trying to sell you versus a coach who's trying to set you up for success. Okay, I'm hoping I can shed some light on that topic so that you can sniff out the difference. The recruiting process at Dordt is not intended to get you to sign. And I know that sounds backwards and strange. The recruiting process is not intended to get you to sign. It's intended to help you thrive as an 18 to 22-year-old man. Okay? And that's not to say that we don't have a sales pitch of our own. That's not to say that we don't have things that are worth sharing and being excited about. In fact, we do. And I'll bet you'd be hard pressed to find too many schools that could say the kind of things I'm about to tell you. Let's start with some of those statistics. You know, every college, every university is going to spit out some sort of statistic for you. Here's a couple of ours. The Wall Street Journal has put Dordt the #1 four-year school in the country. Okay, the #1 school in the country, four-year school, for 6 consecutive years, number one in the number one spot. And what they're doing is they're measuring a statistic they call student engagement. Okay, that's a word you're going to hear a lot at Dordt because it really defines the mission of our school, the way our professors, our administration, our coaches, really everybody on campus is going to interact with you. They want to engage you. They want to be involved in your life. They want to know your story. We just believe that your growth as a man, your growth as a student is best going to be achieved through relationship and through engagement. And so we've been recognized for 6 years in a row as the number one school in the country at doing this. To put that in perspective a little bit, here are some other schools you'll find in the top 10 over those years. You've got Notre Dame, you've got Wake Forest, you've got Baylor, you've got BYU, obviously all schools with tremendous reputations. Dordt has finished ahead of those schools every year the last 6 years. How about this one? Parents, this is where you need to lean in because you want your son to get a job after college. At Dordt, I can almost guarantee you that if you have a Dordt degree, you will get a job. Almost, meaning 99.7% of our graduates are employed within 6 months of graduation. Okay, now that's an incredible statistic, and I think it really speaks to the fact that not all degrees are equal. All right, some people believe, well, I just need a bachelor's degree. It doesn't matter where, it doesn't matter what, I just need a degree. And I'm here to tell you, you don't have statistics like this in terms of job placement just with any degree. Okay, now there's a lot of reasons why our graduates are so employable. One of them is because of a website we call hiredefenders.com. And last time I checked, there were 6,200 job postings on this website. Okay, over 6,000 jobs that only Dordt students and graduates have access to through their login, okay, through their student ID login. And alumni from around the country are sending in advertisements. We want to hire Dordt students. We want to hire Dordt students. Send us your graduates. Send us your summer internship folks. And so as a result, our students can go on here and look wherever they may want to live. We've got alumni more than likely in those areas, wherever they might spend their summers. And now you have a chance to be employed by somebody who's already familiar with the university you go to. How about this one? A couple of years ago, our football program finished with the #1 team GPA in the country as a 3.23 GPA. And when our staff arrived in this program, we were around a 2.7, and our guys worked diligently, and we put in some systems that I think really help students with time management. We don't babysit our players to do their academics. We empower them to have great time management skills. And as a result, I think it's really shown up in the classroom. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about football. When our staff arrived 6 years ago, we inherited a program that was 3-70 in the conference for the first 8 years of its existence. Football started at Dordt in 2008. Most of you were quite young at that time, wouldn't have known about the program more than likely, but 3-70 in the first 8 years. And when we arrived, we had, I guess, quite a task to turn the thing around on the football field. Well, we've had 4 winning seasons in a row. We've had 3 straight top 25 finishes, and we had our first ever national playoff appearance last spring. And so you talk about a program with a trajectory. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time selling you on the reason you should attend Dordt is because we have a winning program. But I would want you to consider, what is the value in your mind of a program with a winning trajectory, okay? Not necessarily a winning tradition. There's a lot of winning traditions out there without winning trajectories. But you have to look at where we came from and where we're going, and you'll see a very consistent uphill line in the development of our program. And so being a part of a program with a winning trajectory, I would say to you is an important factor. We have incredible facilities. I would argue that we have the best locker room in our conference, one of the best in the country. We have a brand new weight room, and our guys get tremendous work done in there, and it's just an awesome facility for our guys to pack into and get after it in. Really excited about a facility. If you notice that white bubble on this drawing, I'll take you here to an indoor version of it. Believe it or not, construction on our full-length indoor turfed practice facility starts next week. Okay, and so they're going to start pushing dirt around, and this thing's going to be open and ready for us to be in there right around Thanksgiving. And we're just so excited about the opportunity. We were out at spring practice the other night, and we had lightning in March, which is not common, and we had to go inside, and that was it. We had to call practice because the lightning was going to take an hour and a half to clear. This time next year, when we have lightning, we go inside and we just keep rolling. And so not a lot of programs. In fact, we'll be the only NAIA program in America that has an indoor 100-yard length practice facility like this. Similarly, we're building facilities on campus left and right. We have a new dining commons that's coming in the next couple of years, and just a huge campaign going on right now. One of the things I would ask you to develop an eye for as you visit college campuses is construction is a good sign. If there's construction going on a campus, there's a good chance that donors are excited about the university. There's a good chance that enrollment is good. Dordt's currently experiencing record enrollment. And if I'm being honest with you guys, most colleges like us, smaller private institutions, they are surviving on the fumes of COVID relief money, which is going to run out. And so I would just tell you to look when you go on a campus visit. If you see construction going on like you're going to be seeing on our campus for the next couple of years, that's a very positive sign that that is a thriving institution. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about our fans and our families and our community here. As supportive and enthusiastic of a group of fans in our town here as any small college that I've ever heard of or been experienced with. They're going to host all of our players. We actually have a host program where all of our players will get paired up with a family in town, kind of like you see in the picture here. And they're going to adopt you. They're going to love on you. They're going to take you to the airport when you need it. They're going to help you fix your flat tire. They're going to tell you where to set up your checking account. You're going to have a home away from home because our community is so involved in our football program. And just an incredible group of people that really are excited to love on our team. All right, lastly, guys, the food is incredible at Dordt. And it's so good, you can even get a branded Dordt University waffle in our cafeteria. All right, and so we know how important food is, especially to a student athlete. And so we do have very, very good food here. Okay, I'm going to hit the pause button and just step back for a moment here because I want to remind you of something I said when I started. I told you to develop an eye and an ear for a coach who's trying to sell you, all right, versus a coach who's setting you up to thrive. And if I'm being transparent with you guys, I think I've laid it on pretty thick with the sales pitch. But here's the difference. Nothing that I've said up to this point I would tell you should sign because of. Okay, and I think this is where most coaches stop. Let's just rattle off as many cool and impressive things as we can and let it be and hope that it's good enough for them to want to be here. And I'm just going to tell you, I'm only going to get started now because those are really great selling points that should turn you on to Dordt and get you excited. But I want to check your heart. I want to check with this next part of the conversation, I want to appeal to another side of you that I just believe is going to have a way bigger impact on whether or not you thrive at Dordt. Remember, our mission in recruiting, our objective in recruiting is to set you up to thrive. Okay. And we know that for you to thrive, you have to be bought in. I don't think you're going to buy into Dordt because we got great facilities. I don't think you're going to buy in. It's going to be great at the start, but it's going to wear off. Okay. I don't think you're going to love your Dordt experience and have a thriving experience because you can get a Dordt branded waffle. All right. But I do believe that you're going to thrive if the next few things I'm about to talk to you about really get your blood going. And so let me shift gears then. I'm going to ask you to lean in because I want to tell you about the vision of our program. We have a bold vision. It's been the same for the last 6 years since the day I showed up to a 3-70 program. And that is to be the industry standard college football program at our level. This is the program for guys who want more than the status quo. Okay, we're not doing this the way everyone else is doing it. There's a transfer portal culture. We don't have transfers on our football team. Not that we're against transfers. We just haven't gone out of our way to build our roster that way. You're going to see a lot of me first guys out there. All right. We're recruiting team guys. You're going to see a lot of coaches that say family on 3. But when you walk in the locker room, why is every locker have a lock on it? If you walk into our locker room, we don't have locks. We never have and we never will because everyone in our program trusts each other. You can't break family on 3 and then have to lock your stuff up because you don't trust one another. We're trying to do this different. And we believe that industry standard football, standard setting, bar setting football is going to happen for us, has been happening. And really, we believe we're only getting started. We've built it on 4, what we call pillars or our purpose. And I'll zoom in on another document here so you can see a little bit better. But the 4 pillars that we've put above really all other things in our program is number 1, honoring God. And I'll just say a little bit about that, but we want to have a football program that honors God and have men who play for a different reason. We want our guys to maximize their God-given abilities and their talents. We want our guys to love one another like nobody else. It is a special bond on our team, and I think we have that because we've recruited guys who are fired up about this kind of a vision and this kind of a program. Okay, we fully realize that this doesn't always fire up everybody. Not everybody's really living their lives with this as an objective. We totally get that. But in our program, this is the centerpiece. Okay. Number 2 is building men. You know, you guys are all going to enter college at a certain starting point. And some of you will come from tremendous, great homes with a ton of support. You know, maybe your starting line is a little bit ahead of some other young men who come in that maybe had some challenges or disadvantages. Okay. Regardless of where you come into our program, you're going to leave in a different spot. You're going to leave in a growth spot. And, you know, I could tell you about guys just real quickly. We had an alumni named Brennan Lyle. And, you know, he was an average student when he came to Dordt, but he got a vision for greatness. And he made it into the Secret Service. And now he has detail guarding the Vice President of the United States. And every year he calls us and says, I want criminal justice majors from Dordt to join the Secret Service, work with me because I know what they're getting. Okay. There'd be men like Coach Pillow, who, when he came to Dordt as a freshman, he had zero idea of what it meant to be a Christ follower. All right. But his passion in life met a purpose when he was here, and his life was transformed. And now he's a full-time college football coach at another program, trying to do things similar to how we're doing it. I could tell you about a guy named Justin who came from Los Angeles, from a family where no one had ever been to college in his family. He ended up being a team captain and graduated with an engineering degree. I could go on and on to talk about our players. Remember, I love talking about our players. Bottom line is you won't leave the same, and we're intentional about that. Competing fiercely is the third pillar, and this is defining really our brand of competition. It's going to be intense. It's going to be ultra physical, but it's going to be as humble as it is dominant. And I know those two words seem like they're completely opposed. Our mission at Dordt in the way we compete is that we could be maximally dominant on the football field while displaying tremendous humility. And I'm not perfect at that. Our team isn't perfect at that, but that is the objective every time we go out and compete. And then lastly is kingdom impact. And, kingdom impact just refers to the way that we want to be a blessing to other people. I think most kids enter college thinking, thoughts like, how can this place benefit me? And by all means, at your stage of where you're at in life, looking for a college, you should be thinking that way, right? You are a consumer. I called you a shopper earlier, and I think that's really wise. But you're going to leave our program not saying, how can this benefit me? But you're going to leave our program saying, how can I make this place better? And that's just a natural byproduct of the environment and the ways that we plug you in to serve in the community, to serve on campus, and just what people begin to expect from you. And so those four pillars really are what our football program is all about. And as we pursue those four purposes and those four pillars, we have been on this journey of becoming what I believe is the makings of a standard-setting, industry-standard football team. Okay, so let me finish where I began. I was talking about Noah. And remember on Noah's visit, he was sitting in my office, and he and I were having this conversation. I shared the exact same stories, the exact same message that I just shared with you. And Noah looks at me and he says, "Coach, my blood is boiling right now." And I'm going, is that a good thing? I hope it's a good thing. And Coach, my blood is boiling. I did not know college football could be done this way. Noah is living proof that bigger doesn't always mean better. And if you asked him, hey, Noah, why did you transfer down to the NAI level when you're a Power 5 scholarship player? He'd say, hey, Coach, or he'd say, I transferred up to Dordt, not down to Dordt. And obviously down in level, but up in experience. Okay. That's what I wanted to share with you guys tonight. That's why we're here, to present this in a way that hopefully you can digest it. And you're sitting there in your living room or in your car or wherever you're at, and you're interacting with this information. And what we're going to ask from you later tonight is your blood boiling? Okay. When you hear us talk about a program like ours, does it get you excited? Okay. And I'll just tell you, if you're turned off by it, I totally respect that, because we know it's not for everybody. Okay. But if it's who you are and if it's what you're about, okay, I'm talking to you right now and you know it, this is going to be a thriving experience for you. And that's what we wanted to share with you tonight. Okay. So you've heard it from the head coach. I think it's even more important that you get to know our players a little bit. And so we've got a couple of these guys in right now. I'll bring Coach McCormick back on. And Coach, why don't you go ahead and take it away, introduce these guys, and we'll move to our player panel here.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Coach Penner. Men, what we're going to do here is we're going to bring on two of our players, Doug Walls and Cade Rower. You guys can go ahead and turn on your cameras and unmute yourselves. Most importantly, in a college decision, here's what we want you to understand is bricks and mortar don't make your college experience. Your teammate does, your professor does, your roommate does. And so we're going to give you the chance. You should have the Q&A function at the bottom of your computer screen or your phone screen, however you're watching this, you can type in the Q&A questions that I'm going to put before these men for the remaining amount of time here. And then they're going to answer them transparently for you and just give you a clue of what it looks like to be a Dordt defender. And so what I want for them first is I want you guys to introduce yourselves, tell us your major, tell us your family, just give a little bit of a background, what position you play. So Cade, how about you go first?
What's up, guys? My name's Cade Rower. I play receiver here, and I'm just a freshman, so I'm just starting my spring ball here with the team. I'm from about an hour 15 away or so. I come from a pretty small school, played multiple sports in high school, exercise science major, so I'm getting a good load of both schoolwork and football here, finding good ways to balance that both and just enjoying my time here so far.
What's up, guys? My name's Doug Walls. I'm a D lineman here at Dordt. I'm currently a junior from Southern California, LA area. Yeah, I'm exercise science major as well, pre-PT. Excited for the information that I'm learning and hopefully to apply that out in the real world when I graduate next year. And yeah, this is my first spring ball too, just like Cade because of COVID and the circumstances that we've had. But yeah, I'm super excited too, and I'm excited for you guys' questions.
Yeah, so go ahead and start sending your questions in. Our first one here that we have is what is a day in season like? And so, Doug, I'll let you go with that as you've had multiple seasons here, but what's a day in season like as a Dordt defender?
Day in season is pretty consistent. The only one that changes is Thursday morning, but that is it's only an hour. It's very mental to be sharp, and also so that in the afternoons we have more time for homework, studying, to hopefully make up for that lost time earlier in the week. But we have Fix It Mondays, which is a lot of film from the past game that we played, and then getting onto the field for about 45 minutes to an hour about technique that we need to improve on, scheme, any of those little issues that we had in the game that we saw. And then Tuesday night practice. That's about from 6 to 9:30 or so. And then Wednesdays is another afternoon practice. Friday's an afternoon practice. And then depending if it's away, we'll leave Friday. Or if it's a close game, like we're playing Morningside or Northwestern, we'll leave the day of the game. But really it depends on your schedule. If you're going to be like an engineering major, nursing major, maybe something that you need quite a few lab hours, your days are going to be stretched a little bit more than, say, a non-science major. So it really depends on your schedule, and the counselors here are great at understanding that you are an athlete, and working with you to the best of your ability to either get morning classes, afternoon classes, listening to your preferences, and so forth. But there's a lot of support from the coaches, the professors, the academic enrichment center, to make sure that you can balance both school and football and succeed. That's the biggest thing, is succeeding while doing all of that.
That's awesome, Doug. Were you just at the academic enrichment center?
I just got done with tutoring. Yeah.
Good. It's cool to have a culture at Dordt where everybody gets tutoring. They're going to get better, finding ways to get improvement, getting proofreading. And so that's awesome. So, Cade, here's a question for you. What is the energy level at practice like?
It's honestly, that's what makes it. Sometimes like football gets long, football seasons get to be a grind, but like when you can show up to a practice and be surrounded with 130 other guys who are cheering you on, everyone knows each other, they get after each other, but like you all still love each other. So like it really, like it's hard to go into a practice and then leave feeling down, because like everyone's always picking each other up, everyone's loud, everyone's jumping around, just having a great time. So honestly, that's what makes the practices the most fun, is like the intensity level, but also like the excitement and the joy that comes with that.
Awesome. What is, Doug, what are some team bonding activities, whether it's the defensive line or some other position groups that you know of? What are some things that the team has done for bonding experiences?
Right off the bat, I know the DBs, Zay Nicholson, he's a senior, or he's a junior right now. He plays safety. He does movie nights with the corners and the safeties. And that's just, I know that's a tradition that they've carried through for the past, I want to say 3 or so years, maybe even before that. Just getting together outside of football, outside of school, and really bonding. I know being in the apartments, it's a little bit easier, inviting guys over, freshmen and sophomores, especially not getting stuck in the dorms. but really what I like about it is how creative we can get being in a smaller town. That was a adjustment for me being from Southern California and transitioning. But the fun that you find, even going to Walmart and kind of screwing around for an hour, just kind of takes a weight off your shoulders. But yeah, we get really original with what we do, team bonding wise.
Awesome. Now, Cade, a year ago, you were in these guys' shoes. You were a high school student, and by that point, you'd picked a college. So 2 years ago, you were in their shoes as a rising junior going to be a senior. Now you've completed a semester and a half. How tough is it to balance schoolwork with your football schedule? Because I know you have a lot on your plate. So give a little bit of insight into that.
Yeah, right away, I was a little bit overwhelmed just because it was all new in high school. There wasn't a ton of work to be done from my school specifically. So I wasn't fully prepared, like right off the bat. And just with football and all the newness of being a freshman in college, that was quite a big change. But like Doug was talking about a little bit ago, the football program is very intentional about making sure you're getting your schoolwork done on time. Like first semester, there was academic game plan. I know for freshmen, for sure, where you're scheduling out your whole week, tests, assignments you failed to turn in, other things, just ways that the program can be helping you out to succeed in the classroom as well. And like they were talking about with the tutoring a little bit ago, there's so many different opportunities to like get help if you need it. Everyone's supportive. Like I know sometimes when you hear tutoring, like it's kind of like a frowned upon thing, but like me and my friends, like last semester, there were tons of times we used it and took advantage of that. So there's just so many great opportunities to help you. It's going to feel tough in some moments, but we'll make it through. Everyone helps you out, and there's definitely ways to get it done.
Doug, there's been a question about just your interaction with professors and how relational they are. Do they come to games? Just give a little insight. Which Coach Benner talked about the student engagement piece of really the relationship between professors and Dordt being better than any other university in the country, but just bring that to life a little bit.
Yeah, so professors here at Dordt are super relational. And side note, everyone here at Dordt's pretty relational. Between the coaches, professors, advisors, everyone, like instead of it just being your email, like they'll just straight up hand you their phone number from their personal phone. So that's just a little insight, but professors really want you to succeed, staying in high communication with you. If you had something that came up that was traumatic, or maybe you needed an extension on an assignment, they'll check up on you. I've had a few professors do that. I have my buddy Dre, he's a student coach here. He had to go to Sioux City for a class, and him and a few guys hopped in the professor's car, and the professor drove them down there. So that's how relational it is. Geez, I'm messing up my words today, but yeah, it's super, super close with the professors, which I think is super unique here at Dordt.
Good. Anything to add to that, Cade?
No, yeah, I just like this. Most classes are pretty small, and even like being a new kid around here, by the end of even the first half of last semester, I would say every professor that I had knew my name, and we would communicate outside of the classroom if we like came in contact with each other in the lunchroom or just around campus. Like everyone's nice, everyone's willing to help you out if you need it, and just cool people outside of the classroom.
Yeah. So here's a light question here. In what ways is college football just different than high school? What are the specific ways? It can be bullet pointed, but how is it different? Doug, you want to go first?
You're going against men. It's faster, it's stronger, schematic. With schematics, it's a lot more intense. You learn a lot more. It's just, think of wherever you're at in high school, it's more than that. That's as best as I can put it. It's just more. Yeah.
Anything to add to that, Kate?
I would just say something to go along with that is you're also surrounded by a bunch of like-minded people. Like in high school, I remember I'd have probably half my team, if not more, like dreading practice every day, excited when the season comes around. But all these guys here are just excited to play, excited to be with each other. So I would say the negativity that comes around sometimes with like a longer season or practices out in the cold or whatever, I would say that the big group of like-minded people, self-motivated people makes that a lot easier to come by than it was in high school. So that's definitely a plus.
Yeah, very nice. So looking here at a handful more questions. This is a common one. Why did you guys choose Dordt over other schools? What separated Dordt in the recruiting process and made Dordt the place that you committed to play football for over other schools? And so, Cade, let's go with you first.
One of the big things that was a huge factor in my college decision was a faith-based school. And one thing I really enjoyed about Dordt was that they were unapologetically faithful and going out and making sure that faith is put first. There's a lot of schools that I've talked to that they say they're Christian schools and maybe they'll say a prayer before a game or whatever, but here it is truly prioritized. And even being here for a year now, or almost a year, I can tell you that that still holds true. That wasn't just a recruiting thing. And I honestly love that we can just know together that where our identity is found at the end of the day. And that's just really been awesome for me.
That's great. Doug, why did you choose Dordt?
It came down to relationships again. Talking to my mom, having like internal conversations is just, I know I was treated like family when I got here at Dordt. I was treated like family during recruiting. And that's really what made Dordt different when it came to deciding that when times got tough, I know I can count on my teammates. I can count on my coaches. I can even count on professors. And I can lean on them during those hard times, during homesickness, during when things get tough back at home, that I can lean on them and know that they're going to be there for me. So that was a huge deal to me and my family, was that we're going to be treated like family.
Awesome. Well, Doug, this question's going to fit you really well. Cade, you could answer it as well, but I know being from far away, Doug, the community support here is incredible. And Coach Penner talked about it, but just kind of gave an appetizer. Could you talk about the host program, Doug, and what that means to you, being from California and being a long ways away from home, and how the community has brought you in with every player being adopted? Give a little bit of life to that.
Yeah, the host family program has definitely helped a lot. My host parents are awesome. Rick and Sue Drogue, always checking up on me, inviting me to meals. When I stayed over the summer, I would go over and just take a nap in their basement. Just things that made it feel more like home. Yeah, but they help. Your host parents will help you with anything that you ask them to, really. So like for me, getting to the airport, getting a bite to eat, just talking to them. I've had real heart-to-hearts with them, getting insight on to maybe what it's like to be an adult, insight on to maybe handle a situation. But the host family program is truly different than other places. I have other friends playing football other places away from California, and they don't have a host family program. And I know that if they did, it would help a lot, especially as an incoming freshman and a sophomore, when things like homesickness kick in, because it's definitely real. So yeah, the host program's great, and it's the best thing out there, really.
Now, Cade, questions about the offense. What type of offense does Dordt run? Just what brings it to life? You know, what have you seen, and what do you love about the offense? And then we'll go to Doug about what is kind of the structure of the defense and some intangible traits of the defense that really make it unique. So we'll go Cade first, talk about the offense.
One thing that's really enjoyable about it is that we've got some really, like Doug was talking about earlier, we got some men running the ball, and that's primarily where our offense comes from. We're pretty run strong. We've got some great guys that are handling that for us, but we're also throwing the ball quite a bit. We've got a lot of guys that are going to go up and make plays. So we're pretty balanced. We like to throw it around a little bit when we have to. We can run it, and we run a lot of option stuff. We got some really smart quarterbacks up here that are really good at making decisions based off what the defense is going to show to us. So we're kind of we're just a triple threat kind of offense, I'd like to say, because we do a little bit of everything, keep the defense guessing, and that makes it really fun to be on the offense because you can just see everyone, their fruits of their labor from practice working off and whatever they're good at, and everyone's just excited for each other when we're running the score up on some people. That's pretty fun.
You go fast or do you huddle, Cade?
Oh, we go fast.
I like that. Doug, tell us about the defense.
The defense is tough. One of our mottos we start every meeting with it is fast, tough, and smart. And that's truly how we play defense here. We play fast, we play free, play tough all the time mentally and physically, and then we play smart too. I know I saw it in the questions a few times, like what kind of scheme. I would say we run a lot of kind of like a weird nickel. It's not traditional, but that also adds to our defense. It's very multiple. There's a lot of layers to it. We don't run one type of defense. We can switch everything up on the snap of fingers, drop of the dime. But it's a really fun defense to play for. When it comes to, if you're a D lineman, you might be asked to drop back in coverage, whether it's to play a low hole or if it's to spy on the quarterback. If you're a linebacker, you got to play super tough in the box, but also you got to cover just like a safety or a corner would. And our DBs and stuff just fly around. It's really fun to watch on film after practice and after games, the type of defense that we've built here.
Yeah. A question I'm seeing that I'll answer and bring life to is all Dordt students live on campus until they're 21. Traditionally, the football players room together. You get to pick who you want to room with, and they'll room in dorm style, dorms with community bathroom for the first 2 years, and then move to apartment style dorms on campus. And so I think we got time for about one more question here. Then I want to respect your time, Cade and Doug, and all of the athletes who are tuning in. And so you guys just made it through a winter season, as we would call it. There's not an off season in college football. There's in season, winter season, spring season, and summer. And we just are transitioning from winter to spring season. What has a winter season looked like, Cade?
So winter season, we were doing 3 lifts a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then we also conditioned Tuesday and Thursday mornings. And on top of that, there was also a period of time where the coaches were not allowed to be fully in contact training with us, but they were very supportive. They provided us with a lot of specific exercises from last season that they wanted to see us improve on, and also some of the skills that we felt that we needed to improve on. So we had quite a bit of time from the end of season last year till now to improve upon that. And then there's actually a period towards the end of the winter season where you can actually get together with your coach, work on stuff as a position group, help each other to get better. And overall, it was just a really good time, lots of opportunities to grow as a player alongside all of your teammates.
Awesome. Well, any parting remarks that you two have? I want to respect your guys' time and their time. You guys were incredible questions. I know we didn't get to them all. We will be able to handle those as your recruiting coach, of getting back to some of those questions. Any parting remarks, Doug or Cade?
I'd like to put my Twitter handle in the chat if I can, just so if you guys have any further questions along the recruiting process or any time during anything, you guys can ask me. If you guys can write it down, I'm having trouble figuring out the technology today. I'm having a tough afternoon. Anyways, it's at Doug Walls 9. But yeah, again, at Doug Walls 9. So just hit me up with any questions you guys have, whether it's football, school, anything. You can ask me. I'm an open book.
Perfect. Well, thanks.
Yeah,
Doug.
I can go ahead and do that same. I don't know if you guys can see that. I just posted it there, but if you have any questions as well about coaches, about playing for Dordt, the school, anything, feel free to DM me as well, and I can answer any more questions and help you make whatever decisions you need to make.
Well, thanks, Cade and Doug. We're going to bring Coach Penner on here, and we're going to have the final parting words, and then we're going to let you guys all go. So have a fun evening, Cade.
Sounds
You as
good.
well, Doug.
Thanks, coaches.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you guys. See you tomorrow. All right, like I said, the best part of the whole night is when you get a chance to hear from our guys and I just think it's really important for you to know that when you go on a college visit and you interact with the coaching staff, certainly that's important. And if you come visit Dordt, we're going to interact with you while you're here. But as much as possible, we want you to spend time with our guys because coaches can really have you in our office and say whatever we want to say. But I think the proof is in the experience that the players are having in a Dordt visit. The Dordt recruiting relationship is going to be about talking about our players, exposing you to our players, because we know that's where the thriving takes place. And so, like I said, we're going to be done in an hour and I got 3 minutes. So I'm going to wrap this thing up. I just, again, want to thank you guys so much for being here tonight. I'm going to go back to a screen share for one more moment, if I could, and just finish up with just if I could call it an assignment for you. So we've kind of presented who we are. And in the last hour, we've tried to be as honest and as forthright as we can about what a Dordt University education and football experience looks like. And what I want to ask you is, what's your reaction? Are you in a spot where you're saying, man, coach, my blood is boiling. I want to keep going. I want to learn more. I want to be on your camp invite list. I just want to know more about Dordt and keep getting to know you guys. All right. Or, and I have tons of respect for you if you're in this camp, is, coach, sounds awesome, but probably not for me. All right. And if you say that, you'll save yourself and us a lot of time. And so I'm asking you if you wouldn't mind to text the coach who invited you to this event tonight. Text the coach and give him one of those two responses. Coach, I'd like to move forward. My blood's boiling. I love it. I love what I heard. Or thank you, coach, but it's probably not for me. And that's going to really help us know who to zero in on as we continue in the recruiting process. And then the second thing I want to share with you is our prospect camps. Okay. We want to invite you guys to one of our elite prospect camp dates that are this summer. I don't know if you can see on your screen there. We will send you a link to the camp sign up link later. But these are the dates that we're going to have camp this summer. Last year, we signed almost 2/3 of our class was signed by guys who attended camp. This is the best way to get an offer from Dordt. We are late in offering. We develop relationships first. We don't DM offers. And camp is really the best way that we can get to know you and to have you on campus. Our camps are small. Okay. What I mean by that is we don't mass invite to camps. Our camps are invite only. This is not a mega camp. You're going to have your name on your shirt that we give you, not some 300 number. Okay. And we're going to be very intentional about, we invited you here because we thought that maybe you'd be the kind of guy that would thrive here. We want to get to know you a little bit better. We want to watch you move. We want to watch you do your thing. And so these are the dates for camp. We got a camp coming up here. It's going to come quick in really a month and a half. And then after that, we're in June and July. And so final word, guys, just again, appreciate you so much for spending time with us. And we look forward to keeping in touch with you. But again, homework assignment, sometime tonight, please text the coach who invited you and just let him know if you want to move forward or if you don't. Awesome, guys. Thanks so much. God bless. Be well.